Greetings to Dr. Rita. This is our group presentation for HXE318 tutorial exercise 1. We will be presenting on the features of linguistic variations found in South African English. The presenters are myself, Jason Tan Chin Wei, Aaron Law Hui Wei, and Gopara Binti Ahmad Xiong. To begin the presentation, there are 11 official languages in South Africa, with English being the second language and lingua franca. South Africa has its own localized variation of English known as South African English. This variation has 5 major ethnolects such as White South African English, WSAE, Afrikaans English, Indian South African English, Cape Flats English, and Black South African English. The largest and most widely used ethnolect is Black South African English, or BSAE, which is used by the largest ethnic group in South Africa. It refers to the second language, which is used by the largest ethnic group in South Africa, where the variety of speakers whose mother tongue is one of the Bantu languages which are indigenous to South Africa. This presentation will cover the phonological, syntactic, and lexical linguistic variations found in South African English. Next, I will continue the presentation on phonology. In South African English, there are various phonological variations. These variations will be compared to Standard Southern British English, or SSB, as it is the so-called received pronunciation of the well-educated with high social status, according to Lanham 1996. Firstly, one of the variations can be seen from the sound, or open back and rounded vowel. When pronouncing the word in South African English, one's tongue would be further back than in Standard Southern British English and raised with weak lip rounding. Hence, we have words such as Martin being heard as Morton. Another example of this variation can be seen from the word garden, which will be heard as Gordon instead. Next, another variation can be seen from the sound, or the lax mid-front unrounded vowel, used in words such as head and bent. In South African English, the sound is pronounced with a raised tongue. For example, the word yes is heard as yes instead when pronounced in South African English. Moving on, another phonological variation can be seen from the sound, or the open mid central unrounded vowel, which is used in words such as sir and heard. It is a central vowel in both Standard Southern British English and South African English. A front vowel close to the Standard Southern British English is substituted in South African English together with a loss of length. The result is, for example, the word nurse, when pronounced using South African English, is heard as nurse. In addition, vowel length is another phonological variation in South African English. The vowel length distinction of native English is lost in apparently random alteration of long and short versions of a vowel, according to Lanham 1996. For example, the word heat is heard as hit, the word pull is heard as pool, and the word sport is heard as spot, and the word heart is heard as hat. Furthermore, another variation can be seen in terms of word stress. The main stress of words in South African English is different compared to that of Standard Southern British English. For example, the word interested, when pronounced using the Standard Southern British English, the initial letters I and N are stressed. However, in South African English, the pronunciation stresses the letters E and S in the middle of the word. Hence, it sounds something like interested. Another example can be seen from the word celebrate, when the first two letters are stressed in the Standard Southern British English, celebrate, but instead the last 5 letters are stressed in South African English. Hence, it is a celebrate. That is all from me. I will now pass the presentation to Aaron. Thank you.
My name is Aaron Lau Hui Wei, and I'll be presenting the lexical features of South African English. In South African English, there are many words that are being borrowed from other languages spoken in South Africa. These languages include Afrikaans language and other native languages of the region like Khoi, Zulu, Nguni, Sotho, and many more. Afrikaans language here is a language introduced to South Africa when they are colonized by Dutch. Therefore, it is very similar to Dutch language. A few examples of words borrowed from the Afrikaans language are as follows. We have kloof, which means valley, dorp referring to village, veld an open field, and lastly apartheid, a widely used word that comes from Afrikaans language, That means apartness. And here are some examples of words borrowed from South African native languages. First, we have Eina, which means ouch in English, and this word Eina is borrowed from Khoi language. Another example is Indaba, which is borrowed from Zulu language, which means conference or meeting. Next, we have words from UK English that are used in unusual contexts in South African English. First example is the word shame. In UK English, shame refers to the feeling of humiliation or disgrace caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. So it is a rather negative word, but for shame in South African English, the meanings are very versatile as it can be used for pretty much any situation, from expressing gratitude, shouting praise, to even mourning. Another example of UK English words that are used in a rather unusual context in South African English is the concept of now, just now, and now now. So in UK English, when we say now, it means at this moment. As for just now, it can mean either the same as now or it can also refer to a little time ago. However, these words, when they are used in South African English, now means eventually, but possibly not at all. And just now means either a little time ago, like the one in UK English, and another meaning is in a short while. But unlike the UK English one, it is not immediately. And in South African English, there is a phrase now now, which means soon, but this one also is not immediately. But it is sooner than just now in South African English. Lastly, we have words that were once used in UK English that are being used in South African English now. So once used here means that the words are either currently out of use or the meaning of the words have changed in UK English. So on the list, first we have geyser, which means water heater or boiler in South African English. So geyser in UK today refers to a hot spring in which water intermittently boils, sending a tall column of water and steam into the air. Then we have robot, which means traffic light in South African English. So robot in UK English today is used rather in a more general sense. It refers to any machine that is capable of performing complex series of actions automatically, programmed by a computer. And for the last example, bioscope. So bioscope is used in South African English to refers to cinema. Nowadays, British people don't use the word bioscope anymore. They just say cinema or film. So that is all from me, and Parachong will continue this presentation.
My name is Nafara binti Ahmad Chong, and I will be continuing the presentation with the syntactic features of South African English. In terms of syntactic features in South African English, one can observe that there is a similarity between the language variation to other variations such as Malaysian and Singaporean English variation. The similarity can be seen in the general or the all-purpose use of is it, as all variations stated previously, uses it frequently in their sentences. The use of this word is such as she had a meal just now, is it? She had a baby last week, is it? However, in South African English variation, the frequent use of is it can be related to the Afrikaans word is it word, which literally translates to is it in English. Next, in terms of syntactic, we can see how the language variation utilizes words like busy in their sentences. In South African English, the word busy is commonly treated as a progressive marker, and a progressive marker is a marker that serves a purpose as a mark in a dynamic situation as being in progress in the reference to time. An example of such use is such as we were busy waiting for him and they were busy talking together. Notice how busy is used in the sentences. It serves as a progressive marker in these two situations. In sentence 1, the word busy is used to mark that they are occupied with the situations of waiting for a person. Whereas sentence 2, the word busy is used to mark that that the subjects they are currently talking with each other. Lastly, syntactic-wise, one can also observe how no is used in South African English. In this language variation, no, which is commonly known to be used in a negative context, such as to show rejection or denial, is used in South African English. It is used more commonly in a positive context. To illustrate such situation, an example that can be given is when subject B asks, how are you keeping to subject B? And subject B will answer, no, I'm fine. Another similar situation is, how are you guys? And another person answers, no, we're well, thank you. Notice how in these two situations, both questions are not asked in a negative way. However, in South African English, no can be observed to be used in a positive context too. Apart from that, in the previous situations, the use of no is used as an initiator in the beginning of the sentences, and this is reflected in how it is used in South African English too. To conclude the presentation, let me recap some of the points that my groupmates have stated. Firstly, in South African English, there are various phonological variations that are influenced by another origin, such as the British for Cape English, and how it resulted in the pronunciation of some words in South African English. And in lexical, we can observe the process of borrowing words from other languages spoken in South Africa, such as Khoi and Zulu. And lastly, in syntactic, we see how some words uniquely functions in the constructions of their everyday sentences. That is all from our group, and we hope that the examples that have been included in the presentation have brought a better understanding of the linguistic features in South African English. Thank you.